Hi, and welcome to Birds with Bottle.
We've got a thing about wine.
And we want you to have a thing about wine too.
In an attempt to appear sexy, we sometimes get it a bit wrong.
And despite careful planning, circumstances can conspire against us.
There's a fine line between being sexy and just seeming a bit weird.
Well, we may not be able to make you sexy, but we can sure as hell suggest some wines to set the mood.
And what better way to launch your sexy manoeuvres than a glass of fizz, like this Lindauer Rosé non-vintage, which is $9.99 at the Co-op and $14.99 at Majestic, but regularly reduced $9.99.
Now this is from New Zealand, and the bottle would look lovely on your sexy evening table,
It
wouldn't
would, yeah.
Very, very pale salmon colour. Really, really hardly tinged at all.
Mm.
Oh, now that's strawberries on the nose, isn't it? Very intense.
It certainly is. Lovely. It's a very dry palate. It's got the strawberries. It's sort of tinned strawberries, isn't it, rather than fresh strawberries. Which sounds a bit off, but actually it's a lovely taste. And then there's that yeasty thing that you're getting from the second fermenting bottle.
And then just at the finish, you're getting strawberries with raspberries. It's a really attractive fizz. It's really attractive fizz.
Mm.
So you're all lingeried up, black high heels, and the doorbell goes.
He's 5 minutes early, which should have been a clue, but you answer the door, as is, feeling a bit reckless.
With more skin on show than the jaundiced delivery man was expecting.
And as you're signing for the replacement vacuum nozzle, guess who turns up?
Oh, how you all laughed.
Once you've got over that, you might need some white wine. And this is the Washington Hills Riesling 2012, which is $8.99 at Tesco, and it's just delicious.
And interesting. So, because it's from the USA, Riesling from the USA, a bit different.
Mm. Oh, smells delicious, doesn't it?
A lovely petrolly nose. I mean, that is so Riesling.
It's so Riesling.
And there's some honey on there too. Oh, can't wait to get my tongue on this.
It really tastes of Riesling. But it's sweet. But you need to get over the sweetness. Riesling is often sweet. And if you're doing Asian food, or maybe a caramelised onion tart, this will really go well.
Yeah, and this has got that lovely Riesling taste, and if you're running out of conversation, it'll provoke a discussion. It's nothing else.
And it's got refreshing acidity as well, so it's clean on the end, it's not sort of gaggingy sweet at all. Wow.
So, you've decided to share your fantasies and see if you can act them out.
Uh-oh. Yours is relatively straightforward, but you're knocked sideways when theirs involves being beaten in the bake-off by Paul and Mary.
Frankly, well, that was a bit of a showstopper.
Get it? If you're really going for it, you may want to splash out on something a bit pricey. So this is the Craggy Range Timuna Road Pinot Noir 2011 from New Zealand, which is £23 a Majestic, which is expensive, but it's reduced to 18, which is still expensive, until the 27th of April. Now, we've poured this in advance because when you've got something really lovely, it's quite good to, it's sort of inviting if you walk into the room and there it is poured, but also it allows it to breathe, and boy, it's worked on this one, hasn't it?
It's done its stuff. And in fact, I've sort of forgotten what Mel's saying really because I'm concentrating on this. It is wow factor. You are not going to regret spending the money on this. This would impress. It's raspberries, it's plums, it's delicious compost. It's rounded, it's ripe. It's the real deal.
It is. And in the palate, there's again that compost. There's a sort of beautiful sour cherry acidity, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's just heavenly.
And you are getting just a little bit of tannin on this, which is remarkable in Martinborough where this comes from, whereas you don't really get that on Pinot Noirs from Marlborough.
No, no. So it's just a little bit a little bit more butch than the moral ones.
Yeah. Now this should really clinch it if you are trying to set up an impressive evening, shouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
So after fabulous food, superb wine, and some suggested conversation, well, things were looking good. And in fact, the intent was palpable.
Palpable intent, who knows? And then, the trouble was, you moved to the sofa, dimmed the lights, and you both fell asleep.
The best laid plans. See you next time.
See you next time.